which old wives' tale is actually true, more of an old nurse's tale, but redheads need more anesthetic. Turns out that there's a linked gene to red hair that increases resistance or metabolism or something to the drug. At any rate, waking up in the middle of a full colonoscopy sucks. Hearing the doctor say, "Ah, shit, she's awake, give her another one." And the nurse, all melodramatic as she pushes another syringe's worth into your fore, saying to him, "Are you sure, doctor?" As your eyes slowly close again is especially awesome. A while back, scientists set out to prove false the old wives' tale that if a pregnant woman has lots of heartburn, her baby will be born with a thick head of hair. Except, they ended up doing the opposite. Turns out heartburn really is associated with a baby having lots of hair. Looking at something too close like the TV for too long will strain your eyes. You need to exercise your long-distance focusing muscles to prevent myopia. If you always look at things close up, you can develop it. Studies show that myopia is more often linked with behavior and environment rather than genetics. Ammonia on a mosquito bite. Dab a bit of ammonia on it, and don't touch it, count to 120 seconds, and the bite is gone, inflammation etc. When I first heard of it, I didn't believe it. Now, just a touch of kitchen ammonia and don't scratch and it's beyond gone. Completely. They found a potential antibiotic in a frog after a folklore to throw the frog in milk so it doesn't spoil as fast. My mother has a trick for when you have the hiccups, it works every time. Chug a tall glass of water while pinching your nose closed to not breath, take many small sips while swallowing, and then just pause after for a moment. Resume breathing normally. Ma erba w make ygpl. I found out you cannot paste Braille and ruin my joke, but till, that is how to write out Braille? Or at least the Braille translator says so. Cats should not be around newborns. Not that the cat means to harm the baby, but they will stay close to their mouths smelling milk, exhaling carbon monoxide. The baby can't get the oxygen it needs and can die. If you are exposed to high-pitched or loud noises for long periods of time, it will affect your hearing. It's definitely true, and why those who work around machines are required to wear proper ear protection. Many hands make light work. As a kid, when my dad said it, I thought he was referring to electric energy. It took me an embarrassing long time to realize more people working mean less work overall. Gathering herbs by the light of the moon. Some plants, pollinated by moths, have their most potent oils at night to attract night insects. So if you need it at its strongest, pick it at night. A moment on the lips is an ounce on the hips. Junk food makes you fat. Also, skinny women are more attractive to men and other women. Your life will be easier if you're thin. The biological clock is really ticking. It is harder for women to get pregnant after the age of 35-40, and the risk of autism in kids increases if their father is over 45. Bad acid reflux makes you more likely to have a hairy baby. My youngest has such locks I could see it on ultrasound. She had her first haircut at 6 months. Hair of the dog. Not saying pile another drunk night on top of a hangover, however, small amounts of alcohol will help lessen the effects of a hangover. Clinking beer mugs. Let sleeping dogs lie. I mean, waking them up seems pointless, so I'm agreeing with this one. For the Redditor on the thread, yes, I know. My grandma always sprinkled cinnamon on everything she eat. She put it in her drink. She told me it would keep a virus away. She never got sick. Stick a cork in your sock bottom of the bed and it will stop leg cramps in pregnancy. I don't know why or how it works, but it did for me. More heartburn in pregnancy means more hair on the baby. They have shown that babies with a lot of hair had moms with more heartburn. If you ever feel dehydrated, get a pinch of salt, put it in your water and add lemon, no sugar, and just drink. It helps. When the old wife tells you the kids are just after the house and her money, there's at least a 50 chance she's right. Vicks Vapor Rub on the bottom of your feet and put socks over it. For some weird reason it helps with cold and flu. A cut onion rubbed on insect bites takes away the sting. I've tried it on wasp and ant bites and works instantly. Pregnant women should not be near cat litter. Source: I'm blind and one eye from toxoplasmosis acquired in utero. If you have a lot of heartburn while pregnant, your baby is probably going to have a lot of hair. Red sky at night. At least in UK, where the prevailing wind usually blows from the southwest. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Constant heartburn during pregnancy means the baby will have a full head of hair. Beer before liquor, definitely sicker. Liquor before beer, everything's clear. Lots of heartburn during pregnancy means your baby will be born with hair. If you ask an undercover police officer, He has to admit that he is a cop. You really don't want to touch that frozen metal pole with your tongue. Heartburn when you're pregnant means that your baby has a lot of hair. Heartburn during pregnancy means the baby will have a lot of hair. Isn't an old wives' tale something that is by definition false? Vinegar. That's it. That's my old wives' tale. Just vinegar. Don't shower during a storm, you might get electrocuted. Vicks VapoRub on the bottom of your feet stops a cough. You can't stub your toe if you watch yourself do it. Chicken soup when you're sick. Gotta stay hydrated.